Breeze Nation, what is good? It's your boy Pat the Designer back at it again. Appreciate y'all for tuning in and showing love as always, baby. Y'all already know what it is. We got a lot to get into on today's episode. The Birds did not get Jordan Jason.
No, I'm here.
As the comments are speaking on.
I'm back and better than ever, baby. I'm here.
We got some injury concerns, Jordan JC.
Yeah.
As that DB room starting to look a little bit thin. Chicago Bears have gone out and made multiple signings to the DB room. They've also added to the running back room as well. We got to talk about some of those pieces coming in. And are we concerned about the pieces that are missing here?
Yeah.
Sounds like the offense was god-awful after not playing in the first preseason game. Do we have to have some concerns not only on, where the offense is at right now, but also on the fact that Declan Doyle's talking about reps, but none of them in game? And then I got a chance to sit down and actually look at the Ozzy tape yesterday. And I tell you what, watching during the game, you were like, it feels like they're kind of neck and neck, kind of even, kind of solid. Ozzy's a dog. All that and more in today's episode of The Morning Breeze. The date is 8/12/2025. It's 7:07 in the morning. And for some reason, according to Mailed, we're live AF. I don't know what...
What is that?
I don't know.
Live is...
Yeah! That's what it said when I hit go live. It said, you're live AF. What the...
We're really
Shout
live.
out to the new program.
Hey.
They're really getting after it. They are live.
Exciting.
Wow, boy. Yes. What? That's how we're starting the day off. Appreciate y'all for tuning in and showing love as always, man. Y'all know what y'all got to do. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page. Leave a 5-star review.
Come on. Push the button. Come on. Push the button. Come on, push the button.
Yeah, come on, push your button.
You heard what she said.
Y'all heard what Sue Young said. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page. JC, what's going on, my boy? How you feeling, man?
How's it going?
What
You're
is
not
this?
the only one with a hot cup of Joe this morning.
Oh, what is that murder weapon you got sticking out of there? Is that a spoon?
It's a spoon. What are you talking about?
Looks a little sharp, brother. Oh, okay. It was just a side angle.
I'm stirring my ashwagandha tea. Thank you very much.
I do mess with an ashwagandha. I got the gummies myself. Now they're for they don't not those gummies. Well,
clarify now.
No, they help you with I guess if you take it's ashwagandha and a couple other mushrooms mixed in there, and it helps you it's like Ritalin. Essentially.
Wait, is the brand, is it called Goji?
No, I do mess with Goji though.
Oh, okay.
So I do mess with Goji.
All right.
But it helps your brain focus in, but you got to take it. It don't work as fast as Ritalin. Ritalin, you pop one pill and it be sitting there like this in the corner of a road. Locked.
Yeah, baby.
No, that spoon was dangerous. Hey, man, let's jump into a little bit of football talk here. Jordan JC, as we got injury concerns mounting here for the Chicago Bears. Of course, we started off with the Jalen Johnson concern. That still remains because the last update we got from Ben Johnson on Jalen Johnson was we hope to have him week 1. Hope doesn't often work in this city.
We'll need hope.
So I'm a little concerned by that one. But I mean, if we're being honest, I guess we hoped we got Ben Johnson and it worked out. You know what I mean? We hoped that we'd start to see an offense come together. It seems like we're seeing that. But the Bears go out and they make multiple signings with guys like Jalen Johnson going down. Kyler Gordon is down now with a hamstring injury. That is extremely, extremely concerning because, as we talked about, those hammies
do not.
You never know what you're going to get with the hamstring injury. Now Major Burns going down with an ankle injury. Terrell Smith also going down. The strongest room in the building, that DB room, taking a lot of hits early on. And because of that, the Bears have gone out and signed guys like Mark Perry. They've also added Mekhi Garner and Caleb Hayes to the roster. Now, Garner, 6'2", 212 pounds. He was on the Eagles practice squad most of the last 2 years after being a UDFA out of LSU. Hayes, 6 foot, 194 pounds, has spent time with 4 teams since being drafted from BYU in 2023. Hayes has not cracked the game day roster as of yet. Neither Garner has, but it's been a little while since we've had that. And you've also got guys who, just Tasheem Johnson, Alex Cook, who are practice squad guys. They're banged up right now. The running back room, Roshan Johnson, a little bit banged up right now. We signed a running back as well yesterday. Britton Brown. Shout out to JC being ready with that one. Are you concerned, George JC, about the injuries that are mounting here? I mean, I'm not going to sit here and give you this elite breakdown of all of these. Yeah, I can't give you the what it must be doing on YouTube now. The hardest hitting safety the Bears could have signed. It'd be
my God, yeah.
It'd be like a UDFA that's going to get cut a week later. Oh man, I hate to see that. But but what are your thoughts on just the Bears' injury concerns right now, and also Hunter in the chat.
Hey, all right.
Hunter.
Good morning. No, I think that it's something to kind of keep in mind. Jalen Johnson was always the one that kind of stood out to me as, are we going to get him first week of the season, or are we not? Like, that's the question mark. But now we got Kyler Gordon with the hamstring. We saw that with Luther Burden for a while, and we didn't know, was he going to be coming back early? Was he going to take some time to heal up? Hamstrings are always questionable. They're always, sometime you can come back early if it heals, quickly, or if it doesn't, it could take a while. So getting these guys in the building. The only question mark, the only thing that I don't have an issue with is some of these names are obviously not the best names, in the world.
Yeah.
Because if you really were concerned about maybe long-term health with your starters, there are some names out there that I had saw that are still at the top of the list when it comes to, actual viable defensive backs in the league. I can't remember the name of one, but it escapes me now. But he used to play on the Chargers. Asante Samuel.
You talk about
Asante
free
Samuel.
agents that are still available.
Yeah, free agents that are still available. My thinking is that if you really had a concern for your starters being out for a long time, I would think that you would go after some more viable starters, some more viable cornerbacks that have been there and done that in the league, that are actually got some awards on the wall, some
skins on the wall.
Skins on the wall, yeah. And so,
like a little skin on the wall, do you?
Yeah, I'm a good skin on the wall. So it's like, if you're bringing these guys in that aren't really names that you're familiar with, then that tells me maybe this is just a short period thing. You get some guys in there that are going to kind of challenge others, on the practice squad or whatever the case may be. Maybe it does drag into week one. You got to kind of mix and match some people in. But we still have Tariq Stevenson. You still got, what's your boy's name that's going up against him?
Nashawn Wright.
Nashawn Wright.
Yep,
what's going on with Zay Frazier, by the way?
Zay is dealing with a personal issue, which at this point it's gotten lengthy enough that
I'm a little concerned.
Like prayers up to the family type thing.
Okay.
I don't know. Okay. Again, I'm not reporting nothing. I don't know nothing. But when it starts to get this long, there's usually only a couple of things it can be, and usually one of them is legal issues. And if he was in jail at this point, we'd know.
Yeah, we know. Okay.
So I'm hoping it's nothing crazy. I'm hoping it's nothing that is serious or damning, but that's his personal issue. But prayers up to him just in case, because when he's missed. I think he's missed everything since rookie minicamp, pretty much.
Yeah. I have not heard his name, and kind of wondering what's going on with him. And so you got a slew of things that are going on with our cornerbacks in our DB room. And so the one thing I do trust is that Ryan Poles, he has a really good eye on cornerbacks. And so even if some of these guys have some particular traits or things that they can do to kind of, help the team out while these guys are coming back healthy, I do trust in that. And so hopefully it just isn't a lingering thing for our starters.
Yeah, that's the hope. I will say this though, and I think this is the part where you never wish for injuries. You never hope that injuries are going to happen. But this is why I asked J-Mac about when they went from Dick Duran to Lovie Smith on the Chicago Bears podcast. Talked about it with Lance Briggs. Talked about it with guys who have played the game at the highest level. Jurkovic, John Jurkovic, Jurko. T. Waddle, even.
Mm.
When you are putting in a higher level of work than your body is used to putting in, things happen. Injuries pile up. You start to see, and you go back and look at that first year of Lovie Smith when, yes, the Bears were 5-12. 5-12, 5-11. What was it back then? Yeah, 5-11.
Only 16 games.
When the Bears were 5-11, and guys were banged up, and you had pulled hamstrings all over the place, and you had, tight backs, and you had, I mean, like you had all of these small tissue injuries. It was because they weren't used to working at the level that Lovie was demanding of them under Dick Duran. Lovie had a higher standard. He was asking for more from them. You had to run the play to the finish. Used to be, if you were, J-Mac said, if you were on the other side of the field and the play was over there and your man is gone, okay, I'll get back to the huddle. Said, well, Lovie got there. You better chase that play. You better be in the end zone with your man. You better be downfield making a block.
Yeah.
And from that, you started to see pulled hamstrings. Brian Urlacher ended up with a pulled hamstring that year. Briggs, I think, had a pulled hamstring that year. I think Olin ended up with a pulled hamstring that year. You had guys who weren't used to practicing at that level having more demanded of them, and it caused for more injuries to pile up. That's what I expected to happen. And so this isn't a surprise to me. It's not even a concern to me. Now, as far as like long-term, right, we know hamstrings can be a concern and they can plague you all season and you have to play it very safe. I wouldn't be surprised if we don't see Kyler Gordon the rest of training camp, honestly. I wouldn't be surprised if that's why we're not seeing any of Jalen Johnson. Now, we still don't know what the Jalen Johnson injury is. I'm just hoping this don't turn into like he just pops up one day and he's like, hey, had surgery, going to be out 6 weeks. But this is what you expect when when a coach is asking more of you than what's been demanded over the past few years. And that's been obvious through the first 15 practices here. So I'm not that worried about it.
I'm not worried because, I'm fine with that, because what you're telling me is that the standard again has changed. And so along with that change, sometimes you're going to have some growing pains and literal pain. And so if that means some guys are going to go down with injury early, then I'm fine with that, because now the body is getting used to working at a certain level and taxing, yourself at a certain level. So now during the season, okay, once you get a little bit more healed up, now you're used to that. Now we can kind of get through those bumps and bruises throughout the first couple of weeks. And so for me, I'm fine with that, as long as it comes back to, okay, these guys are going to be ready by week 1 or week 2, and it's not something that prolongs itself where now you're scraping and scrambling trying to find other players.
Well, listen, I'll be honest with you, it may. Again, this is why I say, right, like, when I make my prediction on 9-8, you never know how injuries are going to play out, how the season's going to play out, who's going to be available, who's not. It may. You have a major change happening here. You have a coach pushing a team harder than they've been pushed since I've been covering this team.
Yeah.
I've been covering this team since Matt Nagy, since the end of John Fox, beginning of Matt Nagy.
Ooh, so you've seen some mess.
Well, I've only seen mess. I think that's the point here. Literally, I mean, I could have started before that and still only seen mess. There was mess when Trestman was here. Like, there's only been mess for you to see.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things where it's like you're seeing a coach finally push a team that some of these guys have been here through the last 2 coaches, Jalen Johnson, Cole Kmet, right? Like, these are guys that were here when end of Nagy. And they weren't getting pushed in this manner. And so now, yes, things are going to pile up. Things are going to be a little bit more, where you get banged up. And people are going to sit there and go, well, if it's a detriment to you if your team is hurt, it's not a detriment in the long run. Because the one thing that we could never say about that Bears team back in 06, back in 07, back in 08 was somebody was going to outrun them. Somebody was going to outwork them. It was never a team that was outworked. It was a team that maybe was out talented a lot of times, as far as that quarterback position.
Mm.
A lot of times. Sorry.
Ew. Emphasis. Yeah.
But when you're putting in that level of work, new things are gonna hurt. It's just like anybody going to the gym. You working out new muscles that you ain't never worked out before.
Boy, it's
You gonna come
tear.
home and be, oh God.
Yeah,
Oh,
the muscles gonna tear when they expanded. Yeah.
Man, I tell you what, my trap's going crazy with this heavy A baby I got over here. I'm just picking up my, hey, son,
I go have some huge traps.
hey, how you doing? What's going on, Pat the Designer? It's all traps. They gonna think I got trap surgery like Drake got ab surgery. It's just,
Oh
just
my
a trap.
God, that rap.
Not working nothing else out. But no, man, I for one am not concerned about the injuries mounting up. Now, do I want to see the injuries? No. Would I like to see the Bears be healthy? Yes. But like, I think it truly is just the case of, hey, you're putting in the work that you should have been putting in this entire time, but it wasn't demanded of you. And this is not a slight to the players on the team. You put in the work that your coach demanded you to put in for the play that he wanted you to play. You just got a coach now that's on this team that's demanding a heck of a lot more.
Absolutely. And hopefully you see that from year to year now, is that even the players, their standard of whatever they're doing in the offseason starts to improve. You know, you're not saying that none of these guys are putting in really good work or going hard in the offseason. They probably are. They have their own way of working out, a regimen or whatever they're trying to improve in, little skill sets. But maybe they say, okay, this is the level that I want to work hard at. This is the level I want to, put in. So then when it comes to the mini camp, when it comes to the training camps, I'll be more than prepared for the level of, how aggressive or how hard my coach wants me to go. So it's just I feel like it's only going to get better from here, in my opinion.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what ends up happening here. I'm excited to see kind of what this ends up being and how the Bears end up navigating this. But we're gonna keep this thing moving along. Appreciate y'all for tuning in to Show and Love. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page, leave a 5-star review. Y'all know what to do.
All right.
Now we got to talk about this offense yesterday.
Oh, really?
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Jordan JC. Now I wasn't there. I wasn't there, so I can't sit here and speak to it.
No, you didn't have
in person. I didn't make it up there. I had to record downtown. Wanted to watch some of the Ozzy tape.
Gotcha.
Just trying to make, what's the right word? Trying to make best use of my time. Not to say that wouldn't have been a good use of my time, but I got you. Getting there, getting back to stuff. So I chose to stay home and watch some Ozzy tape, which is why I have the third topic, and we can all be tingly together, and why we're going to finish on that topic.
On a good note. Yeah,
we're going to finish on a good note, because my God. But from what I have heard from people I trust, from all the Bears beat reporters up there, and from what I have seen, yesterday was a terrible day for the offense. A lot of balls on the ground. Take that for what you will. Write your own joke there.
Mm-hmm.
There was just a lot of miscues, a lot of miscommunications. The pre-snap penalties continue to be an issue right now. And I think here's my big takeaway from that. Declan Doyle then goes up to the podium, before practice, I should say. He goes up to the podium, and he talks about reps. And he talks about how the Bears need more reps, and how everything is just repetitious, and how you have to go out there and you have to put in the work, and how it has to be seen. And again, we will know if it works or if it doesn't work when week 1 of the season comes here and we see what the team looks like.
Mm-hmm.
But it's very difficult for me to hear you talk about reps when I know, talking with many professional players, it doesn't matter how much you practice, nothing changes in game reps. And I love the question that Sylvie asked to Ben Johnson, about them getting the work in before the game. They had a practice after the game, where to try and improve, which I thought was very different, and I'm not mad at it. Kind of like that. You have a practice right after the game. Your body's still ready to go. You have an off day 2 days later, right? You're mentally fixing the mistakes on Monday that you made on Sunday. I like that. You're not just sitting there talking about it. You're going out there and putting it into action. But it is very difficult for me to hear you talk about how important reps are knowing and talking to other professionals where they say you can't replicate how football is played in practice. You have to go out there and play football. And then you don't send Caleb Williams and the first team offense out there to play football. Now, that practice was very tough.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure we'll probably have another one this week. But there is something to be said for just doing both. And I truly wonder if after seeing or after not being out there was a little bit of a step back in the first team offense from that practice versus the Buffalo Bills, the joint practice, to what we saw yesterday. And there's going to be ups and downs. I'm not saying I'm worried. I'm not saying I'm concerned. But does that step back not happen if they play in the game and you actually see, okay, this is how this works when live bullets are coming my way?
This is just my opinion, but I think we can all agree that maybe this is the first mistake in Ben Johnson's.
Can't say mistake. I can't say mistake because I don't know how it's going to work out.
Possible mistake, possible error in judgment and thinking that, oh, you know what, we're going to sit them, and then maybe in the second week against Buffalo, we're going to ramp it up. Reps are important, but it's nothing like being in the game and feeling that game speed, feeling real defenses coming after you. There's nothing like it. And so you saw that on display with all the other teams. You take a page out of their books. Tua even played for, a few downs. You had Pat Mahomes had one pass for a touchdown.
That was
I'm one. Just saying he was out there.
That one don't do nothing for me. You threw one pass. Hey, then put him back out there on the next drive. That's my thing with that one. That was stupid.
I got 1 yard touchdown. All right,
one pass and you get him out of the game. All right, bro.
But I mean, look, like if you want to talk about those who are potential starters, you saw Justin Fields go out there and get a lather. You saw, I don't know, maybe possibly Shador Sanders. You saw Russell Wilson, go out there. You saw all these different starters around the league. Joe Burrow go out there and get his warm-ups. Like it's great that you had warm-ups. I think there was like 90 plus warm-up reps for Caleb Williams and the starters before the game started. That doesn't equate to the actual game. And so now next day practice, you got these guys that are kind of like behind schedule because they were on the sidelines high-fiving the second and third strings all game. No, get them out there. That's the importance of practicing your reps during the game. Yes, it matters during training camp. Yes, it matters during practice. But again, there's just a level of intensity. There's just a certain level that you can't match. No matter how hard you're going, no matter how hard we're congratulating Ben Johnson for having these aggressive practices and trainings, it's not going to equate to the real game. And so maybe this is a lesson learned. I agree with you that this could mean nothing because week one, they could be hitting on all cylinders. Yeah. We hope, right? We that word again, hope. We hope that happens. But I would feel better if you had them out there just a few reps, maybe the first quarter or the first drive, in the first game. Second game, now you're playing the first quarter. Third game, now you're playing a half. Like, that's how it should work, in my opinion.
Yeah. Bears Junkie with the comment, he said, they damned if they do, damned if they don't. I agree they need extra reps, but if we lost DJ for the year because of preseason game, everybody would be upset about that too. I think here's the difference, though. How they're practicing, you're practicing and tackling. You're practicing and you're taking players to the ground. We have lost players from practice because of how they're practicing. So that could happen in practice. That could happen by DJ stepping and turning his ankle.
Scared.
That could, And Ben Johnson is not playing this scared. I don't think he's doing this to try and avoid injury. I don't think that. I truly think he has a plan where he's like, we're trying to get everybody out there and get everybody equal reps. And I value the importance of having a backup quarterback that's ready. So I get the playing Tyson Bagent for a half, playing Case Keenum for a half, getting them as many reps as possible. And I would expect that Caleb Williams is going to play versus the Buffalo Bills here. But having a backup quarterback that is ready to go in, while that is very important, it's a lot less important than having a starting quarterback that's ready to go in. And while I feel confident that Caleb Williams is progressing in the right direction, that doesn't mean that he's there yet. And it still feels like, especially with this first team offense, there's a long way to go. And the thing for me isn't even right. Can he get out there Is he accurate on passes? Can he run a play? Yada, yada, yada. My thing is the pre-snap procedural issues that continue to pop up in practice. How do you work those out in game if you're not working them out in game?
Exactly.
That's my big. I could care the accuracy part. Like Caleb's gonna get there. I'm not as concerned as some people are with. Oh, is he gonna be able to throw to a wide receiver? Yes, he's gonna be able to do that. Is he gonna be able to hand the football? Yes, he's gonna be able to do that. Is he gonna be able to read a defense? Yes, he's getting to the point where he's starting to be able to read defenses. Right? He's figuring those parts out. But none of that matters if you don't get to the line and everyone is set and you know what you're looking at. And everyone's comfortable that you know what you're looking at, and you run a play, and then boop, false start, Braxton Jones, or false start, Ozzy Trapilo, or even though those two played, false start, Jonah Jackson, illegal formation, Cole Kmet. That's truly the thing that I'm more looking at because that's the thing that continues to pop up in practice. How many drives did we see stop last year because of pre-snap procedural issues?
A ton.
That's the biggest concern for me. You have to have those in game. Yes, it's nice when you have Andrew Billings yelling, move at you. But it's very different with Andrew Billings on the other side knowing he's not trying to kill you. It's a different situation when you got Myles Garrett standing over there or Von Miller standing over there. Yeah, I mean, like that guy's trying to kill you. So you got to focus on what the defense is doing, see all the plays there and cover two. Okay, we here. All right, that means I got this zone open to throw to. Oh, God, that's Myles Garrett. Oh, Jesus.
Should have took the day off.
Yeah, should have took the day off.
No, I mean, that's the point is, there's nothing like that. That again, I'm not going to say it's a mistake, but I think
we won't know now. You can't say it's a mistake now. For people that are like, you failed him again, like you don't know because Grady Jarrett talked about it. Half the times we played, half the time he didn't, and he didn't see a difference.
Yeah, I guess that's the point is, hopefully, like I said, you learn from it this week. You're going up against, a really, really good team. You're going to have joint practice with them again. And, the defense dominated Miami. Hopefully the defense and offense dominate Buffalo in the joint practice. And then that equates to what you see this upcoming week for preseason week 2.
Yeah.
And you get some more of a lather from the starters. But it didn't look good in the day after. I know a lot of times they give the day off.
But more times than
starters,
I've never seen practice the day after. Apparently, this is a Sean Payton thing.
Yeah, but I mean, it makes sense because none of the starters play. I think it was all the players that didn't play.
Yeah, they got most
that
of the
actually
snaps,
practiced.
Yes.
Kevin Fishbane mentioned that it's a good thing that there are still 28 days until the opener because clearly this passing game is not in sync. And so, does it make me nervous? Maybe, yes, but I do still have faith that, everything's going to be in alignment by week 1 when we're facing Minnesota. It's just that we got to get there. So
yeah,
we will
listen,
see.
I don't think this is the end of the world. I don't think that, again, I like, Steve-O. Shout out to Steve-O Speaks in the building, by the way. He is now taking over Chicago Bears Breeze.
Hey.
Make sure that y'all go subscribe again to that Chicago Bears Breeze.
Yes, sir.
Had a few people leave us high and dry on that channel. So hopefully we're gonna what happened there, JC?
What'd you say?
What's going on? What?
I thought I heard something.
Huh?
Thought I heard something.
Just a few people left us high and dry on that channel.
Hey, I left the door open for
Huh?
Steve-O.
Huh? Oh, you
I
leave
left
the door open, do
for
you?
Steve-O.
Oh, hopefully not the back door. Shout out to Aura. Oh, I got to get that commercial over here. But I appreciate y'all for tuning in and showing love. I like the comment though. He says, 6 passes in preseason game ain't gonna ain't teaching Caleb. It's not about the passes. It's about the setup. It's about getting the offense set. It's about teaching the cohesion in a live battle.
Yeah.
And yes, we are getting some of that in live periods in practice. But again, I continue to say this. Professionals. That was that spoon.
I didn't know you heard it.
Sounded like a bell. That one was loud and clear. Professionals. This is not my opinion. This is professionals who played the game at the highest level. I'm on my Stephen A right now. I have talked to the brothers. they're the ones telling me you cannot replace in-game reps with practice.
Yeah.
No matter if it's a preseason game, no matter if you cannot replace in-game learning with practice.
We talking about practice.
So
Not
we'll
a
see.
game.
Again, I'm not concerned right now. I love the wait and see mode because in the wait and see mode, you can feel however you want to feel.
That's true.
When week 1 gets here, is this team going to be prepared?
Go time.
Now, I
It's
will
go
say
time.
this. The team looked the most prepared we've seen them be in a first preseason game than we've ever seen a Bears football team be in the last 3 coaches. So I'm not mad at that. I feel like they are going to be prepared. I feel confident that Ben Johnson is going to get this right. I feel like he is the one making the right decisions. I just got some questions. Can you have questions anymore?
You can have questions.
Can you have some questions? I just got some questions.
Just
I
a
didn't
few.
say, I'm out on them. I just said I got some questions. Hey, man, appreciate y'all for tuning in. Showing love. Hey, Jordan JC, we are over 200 in the chat. 200. 55 likes on the video, man. Let's get up over 100 likes on this mug, man. Let's get over 200 likes on this mug, man. Let's get over 300 likes on this mug. I don't even know how that's possible. Let's do it, man. Let's finish it out with this, Jordan JC, because yesterday we were talking about the Ozzy Trapilo conversation, and did we feel like he was winning his reps? Did we feel like he was, he really set himself apart from Braxton Jones out there? And I didn't get a chance to see the tape yet, but just off of what we saw, right off of how it felt watching the game, it didn't feel like there was a big, separation between him and Braxton. I thought there were a couple of plays where he got beat on. I thought there were a couple of plays where Braxton got beat on. But after watching the tape, I will say this, and this does get me a little bit excited. When it came to pass setting, came to anchoring that backside, when it came to getting in the right position on run blocking downs, outside of 2 plays in the pass game where he got cross-chopped, and maybe that's a weakness of his and it's something he can work on, Ozzy Trapilo had a pretty freaking good day.
Mm-hmm.
And to the point where you can look at him and go, I think this young man can do his job well. I'm not saying he's great. I'm not saying he's all pro. I'm not saying he's dominant. But you left the tape looking at how he was mirroring the defender in pass pro. And I thought he did an excellent job at it. That's something we've seen Braxton Jones struggle at a lot throughout his career in NFL snaps. Again, right? Ozzy going against the 2s and the 3s. So, take it all with a grain of salt. It's only preseason. But I mean, he was mirroring almost perfectly. I thought that his left-hand jab was throwing guys out. Even the plays where he does get beat, he kind of finds a way to push that hip out. And, the block, how when you're trying to block somebody, right, no matter how big they are, if you hit them in the hip, you're going to turn. And just giving the quarterback, doing everything he can to get the quarterback that extra second. I came away yesterday from watching the tape on him and Braxton. And it's not to say Braxton was terrible. It just Braxton felt similar. Ozzy felt like he was in control of his man. Ozzy felt like he was in control of his body the entire time. And the biggest thing, and I think this is the number one thing that probably does, if it were me, put him in the lead, and it's what Ben Johnson said. It's all about how my left tackle was looking pass pro. Yet again, when you watch Braxton, set hut, boom, he's too high. Doesn't lead to a sack, but he's going the wrong direction. When you watched Ozzy, he wasn't moving. If he did get pushed back, he found a way to reset his feet and give ground the other way, or push ground the other way. Like, I think we got a left tackle, boys.
I've been saying it. I told you I was team Ozzy yesterday, and I even mentioned, I said, even though it looked like maybe there's not a definitive edge between the two as far as who's going to win the job, I believe because of that, Ozzy has the lead, because you're talking about a rookie versus a now 4-year vet. And You know, even on the touchdown, I believe to Tyson Bagent to number 13 in the backfield of the
Maurice Alexander.
Maurice Alexander, Braxton was beat horribly. You know, he obviously didn't give up a sack, but you know, you hold on to that ball a few more seconds and Tyson Bagent is going down. And so the only thing I had as an issue with Ozzy at first was, you know, when he first got out there, I think he had to adjust to the speed, as I mentioned yesterday. I think that, you know, at first there were a lot of times where the defender was easily able to engage him and then disengage, you know. And so he had to work on, you know, maybe kind of, like you said, mirroring his guy and trying to keep being stout with that protection. But once he got it, he got it.
Yeah.
And you know, and is that a product of, okay, well, maybe further in the game he went against the worst reps on the opposite team, maybe, but I'm still sold on the fact that he continued to get better and better and better as the game got going. You know, the more experience he got in the game, the more mature he looked, the more good he looked. And so that's where I kind of hold my hat. Even some of the notes I even took down mentioned that he looked really good. Only 2 reps, it says, he lost on where he loses to the same move. It was a cross chop from different players, but he was especially good in run blocking and also pass protection. And so that's what you want from your left tackle. That's what we've been, you know, aching for. Now, of course, Braxton is, you know, standard. He gave you what he could, but I think Ozzy is the guy that can give you even more. The more he gets more experience, the more he sees, like the guys, like you mentioned, Myles Garrett and the Aiden Hutchinsons.
Yeah,
and
very different world when you go up against them. I mean,
it is a different world. Now, I do want to see what that looks like, because you know he ain't went up against nobody notable yet. Like let's be real. Ain't week 1 who was in Minnesota? You know you got a couple of dogs on that team. Obviously, Detroit week 2, like you got Max Crosby on the Raiders. Like there's going to be some names that you might go up against if it's not on the other side with Darnell Wright. So my thing is, how does that look when it's really time for you to block some of the best in the league? You know, I still give it to him as a rookie. I feel like he's going to be okay as he navigates his way through being a starter, and hopefully if he is the starter.
Yeah, I mean, and I think I do wonder this, right? I do wonder this. Is it more worth it for you to put Braxton out there early, knowing you always can go to Ozzy? It's tough to go to Ozzy, Ozzy fails, and then you put Braxton in. But knowing you can always go to Ozzy, to me, it does make it intriguing, because, I mean, you hit the nail on the head. You're starting off Vikings, Lions, Cowboys, Raiders. You got Max Crosby, Micah Parsons, why am I blanking? Aiden Hutchinson. You got dogs.
Dallas Turner.
Turner. You got dogs. The first 4 weeks of the season. And it's not to say I want Ozzy to avoid those dogs. I want Ozzy to be a dog too. Yeah, dog eat dog world. Go out there and get a bite. Bark.
That was good. I like that. That was good.
I do wonder if there's a little bit of, hey, we're gonna give Braxton the opportunity to win this job, build up some trade value as well. You put him out there versus the best of the best. You see what it is, and if it's similar to what we've got. Because here's the thing. It's going to be better with Joe Tooney, Drew Dolman, Jonah Jackson, Darnell Wright. If the left tackle is the weakness, and that's kind of where you can focus in on, Caleb Williams knows, all right, I'd have so much less time over here than I have, or he should know. I got so much less time over here than I got over here. So I need to make sure that my clock is a little bit faster over here than it is over here. I need to get this ball out quicker, knowing that Braxton, right? Like you've got kind of that opportunity to adjust based on knowing who you are, but you're not worried about it coming from the front. You're not worried about the pressure coming up the middle. You're worried about it from the outside. You can step up in the pocket. You can navigate that. There's ways around that. There's ways that should be around that. That's what good quarterbacks do. I wonder if there's a world where you're kind of like, let's see what Braxton looks like early. If this works out, it's fine. If we're going to Ozzy anyway, we can trade Braxton. You've seen some reps from him this season. We'll go to Ozzy versus the Commanders. You got Commanders, Saints, Ravens. It doesn't get easier for you. November 2nd, you got the Bengals. Trey Hendrickson might sign. The Giants, defensive line, terrifying. Then you got the Vikings again. Here comes Jonathan Grenard. Then you got the Steelers. Oh, joy. Max Crosby. Or not Max Crosby, TJ Watt. Oh, guess what? Eagles. You don't get a break till the Packers come to town. Kenny Clark.
FGB.
Yeah. Drop your FGBs in the chat.
I like that.
Like, there is no break this season. There's no great time to put him in. I do wonder if there is a little bit of worth in trying to, like, let's see what Braxton has. He still got cooked, but left tackle, maybe there's some trade value for him. We know the Chargers may be looking for a left tackle.
That makes sense. I could see a world where that actually works out better if you start the guy that, if it doesn't work out, then you clearly have the depth in Ozzy Trapilo to just move forward after that and then find a way to get some value for Braxton rather than, oh my goodness, the guy that we want to replace Braxton, he starts, he doesn't look good, he's kind of up and down, and then he gets taken advantage of. Now we got to put Braxton in because, the rookie needs to kind of take a step back and just learn from the sidelines. That would be probably the worst way to go about it. And so I do see a path where, Ozzy should kind of be that guy that backs up Braxton and hopefully gets in by the middle of the season if all goes to plan. So, we'll see. But again, the guy looks good. I think again, Ryan Poles really hit his draft picks really well.
Finally got. I mean, I can't say finally. Braxton is a pretty good left tackle for a 5th-round pick. I keep saying that.
For a 5th-rounder, sure.
For a 5th-round pick, Braxton's a pretty good left tackle.
He's plateaued though. He's. I think that's the thing is he's peaked. He's plateaued.
Yeah, 100%.
We're talking about a guy who could be twice as good as him, who could be a All-Pro or a Pro Bowler level, Pro Bowler level. I'm not going to get crazy. Let me calm down.
He's lathered up, ladies and gentlemen. There's gravy on that steak.
Oh boy, Salisbury is but
I hate Salisbury steak.
I haven't had a Salisbury steak in a while. Actually, I'm gonna be honest with you.
We went through a phase where when my Big Mike got sick, my mom was taking care of her.
Yeah.
So my dad was cooking. And so we basically had 3 things every third day. We had Salisbury steaks, we had chicken pot pies, we had pizza. We just kept rotating them 3. And finally, me and Brand took a stand. He was doing his best. He was working a full-time job. Like, as an adult man now, my dad was doing the best that he could. He was working full-time. He was trying to take care of his kids. Shout out Pops, honestly. But, man, by the 3rd day, man, I mean, not even the 3rd day, probably about the 2nd month of us being in that rotation, we said, hey, man, we'll eat cereal, bro.
Hey, give us something else. Buy some Campbell soup.
Diabolical.
Oh boy, good
man.
Pizza though. I gotta eat the good pizza.
It was Domino's. We just kept getting Domino's every 3rd day.
You gotta rotate pepperoni, sausage,
bad, but it was like, all right, bro. Yeah, man. Switch it up.
The taste buds are getting too used to it. You gotta try something else.
I still haven't eaten a chicken pot pie to this day. That happened when I was like 13 years old.
I've never been a fan of chicken pot pie. I don't know what it is. I've never been a fan. I've never had a top tier chicken pot pie. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know.
I mean, you gotta get the fresh made, but that is a little surprising for you seeing this how.
You love the pigeon pot pie?
Oh, wait a minute. Hey, now, no birds were killed in the making of a pot pie. All right, we don't do that. No evidence, no proof. I deny all allegations. I don't care what you say. Birds are beautiful. Birds are fun. They're alive.
Love the birds. Delicious birds. I mean,
nuts, man.
Hey, man. I'm excited about this season still. I'm excited about Ozzy Trapilo. Maybe I'm the only one, but good offensive line play gets me tingly. I'll tell you that right now.
Absolutely.
Just seeing that. I saw a picture pop up, and I know I tweeted it out a while ago, but it was just like Jalen Hurts standing in this pocket, and nobody was within like 6 feet of him. And I was just like, oh, my dream for a Bears quarterback just to live in this pocket. Maybe we'll get that this year, especially with old Trapilo out there on the left side.
Pat, all I got to say is whenever you have protection, things go well. take that for what you will.
Appreciate y'all for tuning in and showing love. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page, leave a 5-star review. Y'all know what to do for Mr. Media himself, Jordan JC. It's your boy Pat the Designer back at it again. Y'all stay safe out there, Chicago. Bear down. One love. Peace. I'm 2 kids in, baby. I don't know what you're talking about.
Whoa! Sounds like you need an offensive lineman. You got Nate David syndrome over there. What's going on over there? You have a tribe in a minute. You have your own lineman.
No.
5 ends.
I'm about to upgrade like the Bears did. About to go.
That's hilarious.
About to go from that Bears line to the doggone
to the Eagles
Philly line. I got that. Got to schedule that.
That's nuts.
No, actually, that's the point. Never mind.
Oh.